Hello everyone, I'm Arman Ahmad. I hope you're all doing well. Today it's July 17th and I would like to talk about Chinese mobile applications and cyber privacy, starting with TikTok, not surprisingly. The news recently has been filled with the possibility of a TikTok ban. A while back, it said that Amazon circulated an internal email asking employees to delete the TikTok app from their devices. Wells Fargo, as one of the top financial service companies in the world, made a similar decision just a few days ago. And on a larger scale, the India government has banned TikTok already throughout the country. In the US, Marco Rubio, a senator I've always been very supportive of, has been advocating for a ban on TikTok for years, and now his proposal is getting more acceptance from the public. Considering the current political climate, an American ban of the TikTok app is likely just a matter of time. People have the same reason for proposing the ban against TikTok, which is privacy concerns, specifically the leaking of personal data. Some would even argue that TikTok is a national security threat, facilitating the theft of state secrets. In light of current events, I'd like to talk about privacy on TikTok and Chinese apps in general. People might thought TikTok got its success as part of the Made in China. A few years ago, people used to be fancy on Chinese products, like Xiaomi, Huawei, Blue. If we assume TikTok is one of them, it naturally gets success with its Chinese success path. Sounds make sense, right? In fact, TikTok was not the first step in this market. Also, its path is not like the other Chinese products that are extending to global market as a natural result of domestic market success. The real success story belongs to another startup company. Its name is Musical.ly. Musical.ly is exactly the original version of TikTok, but it never got popular in China, though it was based in China as well. Instead, Musical.ly used to target the market other than China from the beginning. That product was much more international, lacking characteristics associated with China. In US, Europe, and India, Musical.ly really used to be something big and attractive. Right strategy made the success for Musical.ly. They know what is the key element to make a content platform significant. Musical.ly company largely relied on their thorough understanding of cultures outside of China, such as North American youth culture and India song and dance. Youth culture is a universal thing and can be found even in Asian countries such as Japan and South Korea. Of course, in US it is of much more popularity. High schoolers are always looking for a new venue to express their creativity. From starting a band, to creating a YouTube channel, launching their own fashion studio, or to become a Twitch streamer, etc. They are outstandingly creative and can bring a lot of value to any content platform. Though YouTube was able to capture the segment to a certain extent, Musical.ly was able to succeed in carving out a position for itself through strategically encouraging short-form content and taking advantage of its phone-friendly playback features. Musical.ly's success in India and some European countries was largely owed to the company's thorough understanding and ability to handle the different cultures. The main reason Musical.ly did not regard China as its target market is that Chinese society largely lacks the element of creation. As most Chinese teenagers have to cut their hair short, wear glasses, and shuffle through test after test, there is little youth culture to be found. Those who go against this path are largely excluded from the society, which has little tolerance for heterogeneity. Naturally, creative performances such as folk singing and dancing find it hard to stand out in such conditions as well. China market cannot support a product like Musical.ly on creative content demands. Though the company was located in China, Musical.ly's success came from the fact that it set itself apart by positioning itself as a very un-Chinese product in terms of team, target market, and product concept. It ran more like a typical American product. TikTok, on the other hand, was a product developed by a typical Chinese company looking to replicate Musical.ly's success in the domestic market. Though China lacks the sorts of creative breeding grounds other countries have, the country had highly commercialized teams and very friendly business ecosystem willing to invest into growth products such as TikTok. For example, there are agencies in China called MCNs. These agencies hire individuals to produce various kinds of contents, such as articles, videos, graphics, and so on. In other words, they are content farming agencies. Those that purchase their service could acquire fairly quality content, though the contents are not very genuine or enjoyable. TikTok adopted some very effective content growth strategies related to MCN agencies and got impressive results by buying service from them. TikTok's success relied largely on high-volume capital support. On the other hand, they spent $1 billion USD to acquire Musical.ly, closing down Musical.ly services and integrating its user base into the TikTok platform. It was in this manner that Musical.ly closed down its stores, and through this, TikTok, a typical Chinese product developed under Chinese ideology and business mind, was able to access a user base full of non-Chinese users that it never would have been able to without the acquisition. This was of course a jumping point for the TikTok company's huge success, but also the beginning of all kinds of troubles for the global users. The next topic I want to discuss today was privacy on Chinese apps. TikTok was a Chinese company that inherited a large amount of non-Chinese users from Musical.ly, as I said. Privacy concerns naturally followed. The concept of privacy in China is completely different from the rest of the world. Google Play Store is not valid in China, where Android users must instead download from Chinese mobile app stores. Privacy agreements and developers' permissions are also completely unlike international standards for Android apps and the iOS ecosystem. For example, if you download a calculator app in China, the app may request GPS location, Bluetooth permissions, mobile contact list, camera access, and SIM card information. If you choose to deny the app these permissions, it may simply refuse to launch. Apps like this can be found on all of China's mobile app stores. Of course, if you feel the calculator app is too aggressive, you can choose not to use it. Nevertheless, many of the country's apps are unavoidable, such as messaging apps that you'll need to connect with your friends or some softwares necessary for work. These apps work similarly. It is impossible to have any privacy when using products designed by Chinese companies. This kind of environment naturally causes Chinese tech companies and developers to habitually ignore user privacy concerns, invading it at their leisure. Hundreds of millions of global users have started to use social media products developed under this Chinese concept, which has naturally aroused concerns and indeed caused several issues in some countries. This is the main reason TikTok had recently gotten into such hot water with both American and Indian governments. This is also why Senator Marco Rubio has been paying such close attention to the app for a long time. Content moderation or review works are another aspect of the privacy concerns about Chinese apps. There are many social media products similar to TikTok in China, and most of them have strict review procedures. Some of the stricter apps even require a round of review right after submission, only then approving a user to post the content. Completely different from YouTube or Twitter that you post first and then might get moderation if the platform detects a serious problem. This isn't simply about TikTok, but China apps as a whole. For example, one of China's Instagram clone version, whose name I will not mention for legal reasons, requires such a review process for uploaded videos. First, your video is separated into video and audio. The video will then be further splintered into a set of screenshots, which are then compared to a database by AI technology similar to Google image search function. If any violation which defined by the company was found in the video, such as LGBT contents, they will remove or restrict the video and even mark the specific user as gray zone user, sometimes forward them with their sign-up information to law enforcement departments, since some LGBT contents are illegal in China. It doesn't matter if you set the video as public or just keep it private and consider the China app as a cloud photo gallery. Once you trigger their review procedure and policy, you are exposed. As for audio, the company's AI system will use voice print recognition technology to see if there are blacklisted words or phrases, similarly blocking or restricting the video if any are found. In even more draconian cases, platforms may outline specific individuals, and as soon as these people are mentioned or appear on the screen, such as Donald Trump, the videos will be taken down immediately. Companies also employ large teams of personnel to manually inspect elements identified by the automated review process and forward these to the technical team, allowing them to improve their AI algorithm to automatically review and execute more content from global users. As for what is considered a violation, that's another matter entirely. For example, exposed female breasts in an image cannot exceed 3 cm in order to prevent sexual connotations, or prohibit the appearance of homosexual signs. The rules were for China users only when things start. Unfortunately, these tendencies and principles can invariably introduce to any Chinese tech products, and it adds a level of risk to China apps. Chinese companies who has global user base always keep discussion on should global users get allowed to post gay pride videos. It can be an argument topic because in China, both LGBT and parade is considered ideologically problematic. Lots of China apps are always trying to implement their compliance attitude for Chinese policy to global users. That's why you should keep awareness when using any Chinese app. The profound difference between China and the rest of the world does make sense to your daily privacy. Technology products can be quite complex, and video platforms are just one example. Other products include dating apps, messaging apps, cloud storage apps, and even camera apps. Each of these are closely related to personal privacy. And when millions of users congregate onto a certain app, the threat becomes much more concernable. When the scale reaches a certain extent, these can become national security issues. As such, the topic of how Chinese tech companies engage with user privacy is a pertinent one. I'm looking forward to seeing the discussions and decisions TikTok will face from the US government in the near future. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next episode.